Hey everybody, it's Matt Johnson here. I just got off of a podcast a little bit ago with my good friend Jeff Cohn, and we are talking about low cost and like zero cost marketing strategies for real estate teams in this case. But he said, he pointed out that you really don't need any money to get started. And even when you have money, that doesn't necessarily solve all the problems. So you can throw a lot of money at something like lead generation, but if you haven't done the free work up front in terms of being good with buyers and sellers and potential clients, you'll end up wasting that money you spent on lead generation because you can't convert the leads. And it reminded me of something that I was just reading in a book the other day called, I think it's called Rework. It was written by the guys that started 37 Signals. That's the software, or the company behind the software like Basecamp and Highrise and all this stuff. And they pointed out the same thing. So when they launched Basecamp, they actually didn't even have a way to bill customers. They figured they had 30 days to figure that out, and they focused just on putting out the best software they could. And they had no customer service department, so the founder answered customer service questions himself. And it just reminded me that it's okay, number one, to not have money, to put into certain things, and in some cases it's a lot better. In fact, in most cases it's a lot better. In fact, there are entrepreneurs that will sell their companies and then they will go start their next business idea again, starting from the bottom. Even if they have their own personal money, they don't put their own money into it. And what that does is that helps sort out the good ideas from the bad. So restrictions in terms of like not having money or feeling like you don't have time, a lot of times we look at those restrictions as that's the thing that's keeping me from achieving my goal. But it's just like the example that they gave was like a haiku or a certain type of poem where it has to have a certain rhythm and a certain structure, and you are restricted to certain numbers of syllables and the whole 9 yards. Actually sometimes produces incredible creative results. The restrictions on our time and restrictions on our money and on our skills and things like that can produce those same kinds of results if we look for creative solutions. And one thing that I noticed about my own personality that I have to fight sometimes is that when I look at a problem, if it's a problem that I'm not necessarily interested in solving all that much, my brain kind of shuts off a little bit. I have to force it to go back and say, no, there is a solution to this problem. I just have to find it. It may take a little bit of effort to find it, but I will find it. It's there. It just may be hidden. It may just be thinking outside the box, and I may have to do some really hard mental work to get to that solution, but the solution is there. And that's one thing I'm really trying to implement in the way that I think about things. And when I encounter some sort of business problem, and especially a marketing problem, to realize there is a solution there. I just have to find it. And so hopefully that helps. Embrace your limitations. People with a lot of money actually go and start businesses again from the ground up with no money, because a lot of times you don't want to go out there and waste a bunch of money on something the market doesn't really want. So the limitations on your money and your time can actually be your friend and force creative solutions as long as you put the mental work in it to find those unique solutions. So hopefully that helps. If that helps, or if you have any comments or questions, make sure to put them below in the comments on this Facebook Live video. And we'll be back next week. So if you didn't catch the podcast live today, it is on YouTube right now, the episode with Jeff Cohn. We talked about Craigslist posting strategies. We talked about Facebook Live a little bit. We talked about Facebook boosted posts to your friends and friends of friends. Really, really good stuff. And so check that stuff out, and we will see you all back here on the podcast next week, 3 o'clock Pacific. Thanks, guys.